Afternoon all. Thought I'd do one or two 5-minute games today. I wonder how many title players are on. 104 of 1927. Who's the top title player? Immortal Memory. Who's he? Immortal Memory. Oh, it doesn't matter. gkg3. So 2032. So statistically, should be able to win. Let's play mainline. If it's Sveshnikov. Oh. Okay, Accelerated Dragon was a disaster last time. So how can I improve on it? Is F3 a bad idea? Maybe Bishop C4 here. Because there's no Knight G4. Oh, there is a Knight G4. Okay, I'll invite Knight G4. There's a Nesmetinov game in this, isn't there? With Knight G4. Okay, so he still hasn't committed for D5. So do I just play F3 here, or it's Queen B6? What about Bishop B3? Because Queen B6 is pretty painful. Okay, now he's committed the D pawn. So now maybe F3. That Queen B6 was a pain. Now there's Knight F5 without a major check. A5. Can I just play Queen D2 here for Bishop A4? Because he's ruling out B5 by playing A5. If I just castle? Or H4? He's really going to play Knight takes and then A4. So if I play A3, does that ruin Black's counterplay? I wonder. Just to tuck the bishop on A2 here. Because there's no B5, B4. I can just take on B5. Now he's going to take and then play B5. Interesting. Don't know if this is the right response. It's an improvisation, I'm afraid. A3. Okay, so I don't know if B5 is that strong. Maybe it is. Okay, he's playing for it. Maybe I can just switch to castling king side anyway. So B4 is that a problem? Take Knight E2, take on A1, take on A1. B4 is a bit vulnerable even. Okay, so what's happened here? Okay, if I move the king, prophylaxis away from that diagonal. Rook there. So F7 might be a bit vulnerable in some variations. But Rook A1 just for F4 and E5 here. If it takes, I can play maybe Knight D1 or Knight E2. I'm getting F4 and E5, try and expose F7 as a weakness. Okay, so take. Is he going to get B5 or something? What about Knight G3? That would support E4. Knight G3, then F4, then E5. Okay. Not sure what sneaky thing Queen B8's up to. Just trying to ignore it. F4 and E5. Ah. Okay. So Rook F2, there'll be Knight G4s now. That's a pain. So what about Rook G1 just to get the Rook out of the way? Harassment. My poor bishop. What about Bishop C4 here? I don't know. For B3. I could play Bishop B5 to be annoying. So F4 and E5, is that ever going to be on the cards? Yeah. What about Queen D3 first? Of Knight D7 I can take. But stop Bishop B5s. Queen D3 here. This is a Rook C4. Queen D3 here. And then B3, force the bishop back. And then maybe I can even play Rook back, then F4. would it be an advantage to play B3 anyway? What's B3 do? It fixes B4, it weakens some dark squares, kicks the bishop away from attacking C2. Anyway, I'm going to take away that dark square bishop. So the check, is that at all useful? I'm going to protect this guy, I think, first, before doing anything. Attack the bishop. So Queen D4. What about F4 to deprive the knight of E5? Well, Queen D4, knight E5, there's F4 anyway. So Queen D4 here. I'm threatening now F4. So if the bishop moves, there's F4. Doesn't that like win a piece? Now that two pieces are in effect threatened. If the bishop moves back, there's F4. Right, clever. Okay, so now C2 will be under fire. Okay, is there any downside to that? That's annoying. Okay, I can play bishop E2 for F4. I think I'll try that. Try and get in, oh no, bishop D1. Just to protect C2. So bishop B5, bishop D1. A bit passive. F4 here. It's knight G4. I'm going to do it. I'm getting fed up with this not being able to play F4. So knight G4. Maybe I just take then rook F1. Okay. Back here. Bishop D3. Okay. So it's getting a bit down on the clock. If rook moves Gf1 E5, take, exchange sack. Imagine the queen's not there, check, we're winning E7. Queen is there, so E5 is not on the cards. I'll still go back here anyway. So the queen's suppressing E5. What else is going on? E4 is a bit vulnerable. Can I play H4, H5? Or am I loosening my own king? E5 might be on the cards here if it weren't for G2, so I could just defend G2 and C2 prophylaxis. So rook. Okay, I'll support E5, I think. Queen's not in imminent danger, I hope. But there's a nice queen van attack now. So can I play E5 just to try and bust up? Oh dear. Alright, I'll try it. Although G2's going to be vulnerable. Whoops. What have I done? He's left his rook and the bishop. That's not good. Okay. Just sack the exchange. Okay, so what about King G2 here? For threatening rook E7. So knight D3, rook E7. Also the rook's attacked. So rook D5. I'm getting short of time. Rook's attacked, bishop takes B5 or knight E4. Oh dear. It's all gone a bit pear-shaped. I don't know what's going on here. He's short of time as well. But what am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Is this knight ever going to move? It's probably not going to move, is it? So can I play rook E5 just to bust up the king? I'm going to do that. To get a double check with rook E7. I was knight F1. If rook C1 takes, okay, rook E7. Let's go with check. Ooh. Well, that was a nice finish anyway. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's have a quick overview and summary. So accelerated, I was a bit careful here. I didn't want to play F3. So instead, you know, because of that Queen B6 disaster the other day, so Bishop B3. So if Queen B6 does knight F5, it looks a bit safer than before. So he committed one of these pawns. So I thought F3 was safe enough. And now this A5. So I don't really know what's going on theoretically. So I castle king side. Now we have some strange episodes with this bishop. Exchange of dark square bishops. This tactical episode of F6. And now I really start losing the plot. There's tactics now. Queen c5, bishop g2, winning the queen. So I just take anyway and play this to threaten queen c5. He could have had rook d5, but he didn't do that. So the rook goes back. I get fractured structure, and now finally I can break through to his king with rook e5. So that's pretty cool. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.